Hey everybody, welcome to Psychology Element. INFJs are the rarest of the 16 personality types. Even though they may be hard to come by, they are often remembered by their marks on the world or on the individuals around them. INFJs value integrity and justice highly and will often fight for their beliefs. They are idealists and dreamers, like their counterparts, the INFPs, who are known for their unrealistic standards and inability to follow through with their goals, in contrast to INFPs. However, INFJs have the drive to take logical steps in making their dreams a reality. A famous fictional character who fits the INFJ personality type would be Game of Thrones' Jon Snow. Be warned, due to the nature of this topic, there will be some spoilers ahead. Whether you loved or hated the ending of Game of Thrones, particularly the fate of Jon Snow's story arc, it's hard to deny that Jon Snow's drive and integrity saved Westeros. Throughout the series, Jon Snow never longed for power, only for a safe Westeros free of the White Walkers. Many people doubted Jon, questioning his leadership, morals, and intelligence. After a few seasons of Jon building his strengths and learning how to turn his idealistic visions into real action, he begins to leave a lasting impression on society. His integrity and good intentions won over the trust of many, like Daenerys Targaryen. And even when he did the unthinkable to our beloved Dragon Queen, he did it for the sake of benefiting the world, even though it destroyed him emotionally. It's safe to say that INFJs are a special, inspirational type of people. Do you want to find out if you're an INFJ, like the heroic Jon Snow? Stick around for our list of 13 signs you're an INFJ. If you think you might be the rare INFJ Jon Snow, be sure to stick around until the end. Number 13. You're very insightful. INFJs are highly insightful people who are able to look far past the surface and find deeper meanings in things most would never think of. Not only are they great problem solvers, but they're also great at predicting upcoming, sometimes harmful events. Things like appearances and wealth are less important than the way someone or something made them feel. It's not uncommon for INFJs to act in ways that seem crazy, silly, or unrealistic to others, only for them to succeed in their goal. Think of Jon Snow. He was able to look at the wildlings as human beings, just like himself, despite their outward appearance and status. He used his great insight to realize that making peace with them was more important than continuing a rivalry. Number 12. You feel like your career must give you a sense of purpose in order to be fulfilled. We all know Jon didn't want to be king. He made sure we knew over a dozen times throughout the last season. However, despite Jon having qualities that would make him a great king, sitting on a throne was never a desire for him. This could be because of his INFJ traits shining through. Sure, being king brings ultimate power and wealth, but those things brought him no purpose or meaning to his life. He much preferred fighting for the cause than ruling a kingdom. INFJs in real life would likely feel stifled and unfulfilled in careers that feel meaningless. They thrive best when they're able to base their careers around their own values and principles to feel like they're contributing to the greater good. Number 11. You're highly creative. INFJs are extremely imaginative and creative people. They're able to use their creative vision to bring new, unique, and effective ideas and solutions to a workplace. Often, INFJs pursue creative careers like writing or blogging, or they are drawn to careers in social work or advisors. Their creativity often helps people make connections they weren't able to previously make. Jon Snow always came up with creative and novel ideas, like ending the rivalry with the wildlings. The idea seemed far too insane to actually work, but without them, they never would have survived. Number 10. Your friendships are authentic and meaningful, not superficial. INFJs are usually kind and well-liked by most. However, they prefer to choose a select few people to confide in. They choose their friendships, usually based on shared values and similar interests. Nothing excites an INFJ more than discussing shared interests, passions, and beliefs with others. They don't care about popularity or having as many friends as possible. Instead, they base their circle of friends on an authentic connection. Consider Jon's friendship with Sam. Even though Sam was an outcast, Jon felt a connection with him and was loyal to the end. Number 9. It's difficult opening up to others. Unfortunately, it's often difficult for INFJs to find people to share these deep, authentic connections with. Not only do they find it difficult to find people with shared interests and beliefs, but they're also naturally private people who avoid being vulnerable. They don't want to burden others and instead try to solve their problems without help. This can often cause them to isolate themselves from others during times of stress, leading to further mental health problems. Jon Snow found it difficult to be vulnerable with others until he met Ygritte. Their intimate relationship allowed him to open up and led to him falling in love. Though their relationship ended with tragedy, it led to Jon's self-discovery and gave him the strength to utilize his best traits. Number 8. You're very passionate. INFJs are idealists by nature, and it shows through their passion. If they discover something they're passionate about, they'll often invest all their time, energy, and resources into it. Unfortunately, they're occasionally seen as unrealistic by others. Once an INFJ has found their passion, it's hard for them to give it up, even if people try to persuade them otherwise. Everyone told Jon that fighting against the White Walkers was either crazy or impossible. Instead of giving up, Jon found solutions to pursue his passion. Enjoying the video so far? Then make sure to hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more insightful psychology videos, like this one. Number 7. You're a perfectionist. Unfortunately, INFJ's passion usually comes with perfectionism. When someone has so much passion, sometimes it can get in the way of ever completing a goal. Because they don't do things half-heartedly, they may obsess over the tiniest imperfections. If something they've worked on doesn't reach their own unrealistic standards, they might consider it a failure and never share it with the work. These unrealistic ideals are sometimes projected onto people around the INFJ, or even their career. They might expect their partner to express their love in a certain manner, or get frustrated when their coworkers don't share their same work ethic and drive. Jon Snow projected his standards of perfectionism onto his brothers at the Night Watch, growing frustrated when they didn't want to fight for the same noble cause as him. Number 6. Burnouts happen all the time. With all their passion and perfectionism, it's no surprise INFJs experience frequent burnouts. It's difficult for INFJs to find a balance between pursuing their passions while also living a healthy, satisfying lifestyle. It's not uncommon for an INFJ to choose working on their goals instead of sleeping or spending time with loved ones. Eventually, all this drive can lead to them burning out. Sometimes they'll simply need to rest and recharge for a few days. In extreme cases of burnout, an INFJ might even give up their passion entirely. Thankfully, Jon Snow never burnt out before the Battle of Winterfell, but we bet he was feeling burnt out during his time in his prison cell. Number 5. You're sensitive to criticism. Because INFJs put so much heart and soul into their work and have a high regard for their values and beliefs, they often get easily offended when someone scrutinizes them for it. They may become defensive and feel they must argue their cause. Though they appreciate honesty, INFJs respond to criticism best when it's given constructively and delicately. Even though Jon was used to being criticized all his life for his bloodline, he would become easily offended at anyone disrespecting his Ned Stark or other people close to him. Number 4. You avoid the ordinary, even to a fault. INFJs have the tendency to avoid the ordinary, even if the ordinary would benefit them. They'll disregard beneficial things like sleep or organization for the sake of pursuing their passion, like the norms will only stifle their drive. Of course, they usually learn to adapt to the ordinary after trial and error. Burnout is usually the consequence of living an abnormal routine, but once the INFJ develops more effective habits and routines, nothing can stop them. Jon Snow refused to kneel to Daenerys until she gained his trust, despite it being the easier and advised option. Eventually, he did. However, he took the difficult route. Number 3. You make personal sacrifices to do what's right. If Jon Snow did one thing, it was sacrifice his own needs for his cause. He literally took a knife to his chest 5 times because of his truce with the wildlings after all. Only an INFJ would do something as noble as that. If you're an INFJ, you might not be willing to go that far, but INFJs are known to sacrifice their own comfort, time, and needs for someone they feel deserves it more. Thankfully, their intuitive nature doesn't allow for people to take advantage of your compassion, but INFJs will go to great lengths to do what's right. Number 2. You're remarkably principled. Just like Jon Snow, INFJs' principles are their guiding force through life. Their strong beliefs carry them through even the toughest and undesirable decisions. Even though Jon loved both Ygritte and Daenerys, he betrayed them both for the good of the people and his brotherhood. INFJs might even be quiet, as their introverted style might keep them withdrawn. But if someone speaks badly of something they think highly of, it's almost impossible for them to hold back. Number 1. You don't take your significant other for granted. Although INFJs often have high, unrealistic expectations for other people, when they find someone they love, it's never taken for granted. It's deep and often unconditional, unless extremely disrespected. But an INFJ would never choose to be with someone who'd treat them that way. Their intuitive nature makes them incredibly skilled at detecting manipulators. An INFJ would never be won over by material possessions or by someone who treated them poorly. They choose their commitments carefully, and only after a deep, powerful, trusting bond has been formed. Because an INFJ knows how rare it is to find someone who they connect with, when they do find someone, they always do their best to ensure they feel loved and appreciated. We all know how much Jon loved Dany and Ygritte. That scene where Jon holds Ygritte in his arms after Ollie, you know the one. It still gets us choked up. Are you an INFJ? Did this list help you discover your inner Jon Snow? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like these great tips, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any psychology videos. And make sure to check out our personality types playlist for more. And thanks for watching.